Hi, I'm Asolo, and I know this type of video and topic is probably very unusual coming from me or this channel. Although, come to think of it, a video on this channel is already pretty unusual. And I just wanted to apologize in advance, because this video is going to be super rambly. This is basically just me getting my thoughts out, something I need to get off my chest. Because holy fuck, my disappointment is immeasurable and my year is ruined. Slight exaggeration there. Alright, but what am I talking about? What am I yapping on about? Well, if you haven't read the title of the video already, PAYDAY 3! The co-op heisting game released by Starbreeze in September of 2023. I'm sure I know what a lot of you are thinking. Asolo? Disappointed in PAYDAY 3, the much anticipated follow-up to PAYDAY 2, one of the most popular and successful co-op shooters on Steam? Surely, the developers behind Overkill and Starbreeze took many valuable lessons from the hardships of PAYDAY 2 and used them to make PAYDAY 3 a fucking banger of a game, right? You know, they actually didn't do that. Very obvious bit aside, no. PAYDAY 3 did not have the best releases. In fact, it was such a disappointing release to me, personally, that it got me sitting here writing up a script for a theoretical YouTube video at 2 AM because I am that annoyed from how badly they dropped the ball with this fucking game. They fucked it up so bad that I'm reviving my YouTube career. And I want to preface this by saying I really loved PAYDAY 1 and 2. And I think PAYDAY 3 is still a super fun game when it works. And when it gets the content it deserves and what it needs, I think it's genuinely one of the most fun shooters I've ever played. But the problem is it doesn't have what it needs. It is an unfinished shell of a game that should have been delayed by at least another year. At first, I was able to overlook the issues the game had at launch, or even before launch. I don't know if you remember, but PAYDAY 2 didn't exactly have their greatest launch either, with its similar lack of weapon variety, terrible performance for the time, at least for my system. I remember the mouse lag being so atrocious on PAYDAY 2 at launch. The skill system being a grindy slot that took forever to progress, and the heist variety, I mean, they gave us bank heists like 4 different times as each individual heist. I mean, I don't think PAYDAY 2 was winning in the heist variety department. I was waiting for PAYDAY 3 to bounce right back when the servers went down on release. I thought to myself, oh, they held betas for this very specific issue. Surely they'll get it fixed right away, only for the servers to be down for literally a week and a half. That's fine, that's fine. Once we get the next patch to fix all the bugs, it'll get a lot smoother, I thought. But alright, let's stop generalizing. What happened with PAYDAY 3? Like, actually, what the fuck happened? Well, for starters, how about we revisit the fact that the game was unplayable for its launch week? Yeah, so back in July, a month after their reveal trailer in Gamescom, the cut-off stream is the greatest. It was announced that PAYDAY 3 was going to be an always-online game, meaning you would always need to have an internet connection to Starbreeze's servers to even play the game. It wasn't even like a large announcement or a blog post or anything. It was just dropped casually with no fanfare by the community manager Almir, just like in a live stream. Like he just said it.
Almir, will PAYDAY 3 have offline mode, like playing solo? No, you will be able to play by yourself, but I do believe you will have to have a connection in order to play, because it's made in the Unreal Engine, it's using cross-progression, cross-play. I do believe we need you to be online, my dude.
Needless to say, this was not met with the most positive reaction. A couple of people were a bit upset. But don't worry, Overkill cried. It'll be fine. The servers simply won't go down.
Mr. Dr. Pepper says, since the game is online only, what happens if the servers go down? Well, they won't.
Truly the banks are too big to fail moment there by Starbreeze. But you know what? It is what it is. Alright, plenty of games have had awful launches. Like, remember Cyberpunk? Remember No Man's Sky? Master Cheif Collection? Those games bounced back. All they needed was for the developers to sit down and get to work, frequently updating the game and fixing all the issues that plagued its launch. I think it should have launched fixed to begin with, But like, you know what? With these live service games, I know publishers, shareholders, the companies that own publishers, the companies that own the companies that own the publishers, they're going to interfere. They want to make as much money as possible. It is what it is. It's just how the gaming landscape is now. It fucking sucks, but you gotta work with what you have. So I waited. And hey, Payday 3 got their servers working eventually. At the cost of about 80% of its player base. But still, let's see what updates they quickly got out the door to there were no updates. In fact, it took them 2 months to get the day 1 patch out the door. 2 months. Game came out September 21st. First patch was in November 2nd. I know it was due to the fact that there was a severe backend issue that they needed to fix urgently, or else everyone's saves were going to get wiped. But the problem with that is it took them the entirety of October to tell anyone this. They didn't announce what was going on until October 25th. So we were just left in the dark for that whole month. Like, everyone through the entirety of the month of October was already saying the game was dead, and I couldn't blame them for believing that, because the developers just said nothing for almost the entire month. So by this point, the game's player count dropped from the quintuple digits to just about 5,000 players. But okay. It's just bad, but honestly, we can recover, okay? We can learn from this. Payday 2 had its controversies, and it got through them just fine. They clearly get the message that they need to communicate more. And hey, they have another update scheduled for the end of the month. Cool. And honestly, yeah, it wasn't bad. I mean, things were still dire. The game was still not in a great spot. But Cook-Off is fun. And then when Syntax Error came out, I thought it was a pretty fun heist too. But then, we're taking more steps back. Why the hell is this DLC $18 for some weapons and some non-customizable suits? They were customizable in Payday 2, by the way. And for a heist, I mean, like I said, the heist is fun, but I can't blame people for not wanting to spend that much for a heist, some non-customizable cosmetics, and some guns in a video game. Hell, I wouldn't spend that money for just that. The only reason I have the heist to begin with is because I was an idiot and pre-ordered the gold edition several months before release. By the way, never pre-order a game. Don't ever pre-order a game. I was a fucking moron. I mean, the heist by itself is $10. You could say Syntax Error is the greatest heist in like Payday history. And I could not find a single person willing to pay $10 just to have the privilege of playing it. Now, I know the system works like in Payday 2, where if only one person needs to own it, and then anyone could just join off them and play the heist without having to own it. I don't think that justifies the $10 price tag on the heist alone and the $18 price tag on part 1 altogether. Also, Syntax Error introduced one of the most annoying special units in the franchise, but that's besides the point. And then after that, just crickets. Again, the entirety of December, nothing. Early in January, they announced a couple of things that they were working on. There wasn't really any concrete release date or any information other than, here's the game director Mio, here's some cool stuff that's coming to the game eventually, and that's it. Just some ideas on what to expect in the future. We didn't get any concrete news until January 17th, where they finally addressed the issues the game had. And they basically just said, we're going to look into it, see you in February. I'm exaggerating a little bit, but come on! This whole time, by the way, the Steam forums and subreddit are being flooded with complaints about what the game is missing. Complaints about the game missing basic-ass features, how the matchmaking is fucking terrible and you can never find a lobby with people in it, how the online system is clearly not working with the amount of lag and disconnects people report. And it's not like they didn't know. Every stream Almir did was flooded with people asking them to bring back offline mode, bring back CrimeNet, fix the issues the game has. And his answer would always just be like, it's on the table. Or the answer for Starbreeze in general was, it's on the table. Like, genuinely, for everything. To the point where the table is now a Payday meme up there with the Dallas Medic stream. The fact that it was complained about since October, and now in January they're assembling a strike team. After constantly telling everyone that stuff's like on the table, and like, ugh. Okay, anyway. we wouldn't hear back from the strike team until February 15th with Operation Medic Bag. A roadmap to fix most of the issues the community has with the game. And, I mean, yeah, it's basically what everyone wants. Offline modes, server browsers, better servers, more content, you know, basic features that most co-op games come out with at launch. Like Payday 2. Look, I'm happy we got this announcement at all. It's better late than never, I guess. But I just need to reiterate, it took them 4 to 5 months just to announce they were fixing the game. We aren't going to get this stuff until the end of 2024, probably later. Stuff that should have been in the game at launch. For now, we can really only wait and see how Operation Medibag goes. At the time of writing, the first patch came out, and it's already just extremely underwhelming. They added an unready button, you know, the ability to toggle unready from the lobby, because that wasn't in the game at launch. And they touted it like it was a big feature and something to be proud of. Like, no! It's an unready button! I can't think of a single co-op game with a ready function that didn't already have an unready function when it launched. Not a single one. What happened here? Genuinely. But at least it's something, I guess? And they say the next patch will be in 4 to 6 weeks, which is far too slow in my opinion, but what can you do? At this point, I don't even know if it is enough anymore. The community has just been burned by a fatal lack of communication twice, and everyone seems to be just done with the game. The peak player count for January was fucking like 1.6 thousand people. And in February, we're down to less than 700. I'm expecting the player count by the end of March to be like peaking at 400. I guess I should take the time to explain why I'm so committed to this game after being burned by it so much. Like, you'd think I would just, like, move on. But truth be told, Payday got me through some tough times. I'm sorry if you don't want to hear through the typical sob story. In fact, I'll leave a timestamp on the video if you just want to skip past this part. But as an autistic American student, middle and high school fucking sucked. And one of the things to get me through that time was playing Payday 2 with the boys. It let me not have to think about how annoying everyone found me in high school and middle school because I was autistic and I acted weird, or how shitty my retail job at Acme and Marshalls was. When me and my buds, we'd just boot up Big Bank and grind 12 Angry Minutes or play Hotline Miami for the 400th time. I don't talk with those friends as much as I should. And I should. They're really cool still. Hey Dan, Wes, Parker, Jacob, Jess, Riley, Logan. If you're watching, you guys rock and I love y'all. But playing Payday 2 with them are some of the happiest memories I have. And for years, I was hyping myself up for Payday 3. Because nowadays, I have so many issues with Payday 2. Like, you have no idea. And while I still love it, it's become increasingly harder for me to play and enjoy it. Especially with the recent changes to, like, the top AI where, like, for some reason, they just swarm you now and they're, like, brain dead. Like more than usual. Like, I know they already kind of swarmed you in the original game, but I swear after the latest update, they just, like, genuinely do not stop coming, and they don't have motor functions with update 240.3, whatever they did. And I was so excited for Payday 3 to come in and replace it as the superior heisting game. And it sucks, because under all these issues, I think as a base, Payday 3 is still a fun game. Like I said before, I think it has great shooting, it has great movement in my opinion. I don't hate the armor mechanic. I know everyone hates the armor mechanic, but I'm fine with it personally. And even amidst all of its problems, me and my friends still had fun playing it. At the end of the day, it is a co-op game, and when you play a co-op game with your friends, it's still going to be fun. I enjoyed it enough to at least put over 100 hours in it. Maybe it's just Stockholm Syndrome, or maybe I'm onto something, but I don't want to see it die off in a whimper. Like, yeah, stuff like Helldivers 2, or even its predecessor game, are blowing it out of the water, but I really want Payday 3 to succeed. I'm committed to the end to see this game's life through, and if it goes out with a whimper in less than a year instead of a bang 5 to 10 years from now, then so be it. I just beg of Starbreeze and Overkill to get their shit together. I mean, it's either that or 10 Chambers makes Den of Wolves a banner. I mean, I'll take that. I'll take either at this point. I was the only person in my friend group who actually liked GTFO. Jokes aside, Starbreeze, please, make Payday 3 the banner video game it should be. Because I really want to enjoy it, and I think it has a lot of potential. Until then, I guess I'll see you guys at the safe house. Wow, you actually watched that whole thing? Well, thanks. I didn't really expect anyone to listen to my ramblings about some shooter game. If you liked the video, then be on the lookout for more, maybe? I don't know. I kind of had fun making it. I could maybe do this more often. Maybe. But I hope y'all enjoyed, and you guys have a great day.